This is LVP4SA, and we're here with Henry Roland from Henry and the Invisibles.
Yes, sir.
The infamous San Antonio band. As a young artist, do you think that the city of San Antonio gives people who are interested in that sort of lifestyle, exploring artistic elements and not your typical 9-to-5 kind of person, do you think San Antonio gives them enough outlets to kind of explore those expressions and be successful within the city?
But I would like to see more of an encouragement for young artists to come out and just be themselves and not have to worry about trying to fit in any kind of mold. That would be great. Okay.
All right. So just to follow up on that question, San Antonio does offer a high school for the arts.
Nice.
Out of Lee High School.
Oh, nice.
They have a performing arts high school.
That's beautiful.
Do you think that that's something that the city should invest in more?
Yes.
Yeah, resources
Absolutely.
in developing those types of outlets?
I've always said, man, if kids especially, if they're interested in something, we should certainly feed that because, the creative process is a beautiful thing. It brings down violence levels, in my opinion. I mean, musicians don't tend to be very violent people because, they're practicing all the time. And I'm speaking for musicians, but I imagine artists like, pottery makers and
Absolutely, yeah. All types of
quilters and stuff like that. There's all kinds of meditative arts that really bring you to yourself and your soul, and I think that's very important. So I'm very happy to hear that.
And a lot of times that kind of steers young individuals away from crime and violence.
Absolutely.
Having those outlets.
Well, plus that, and as a musician again, I don't have time for it. I'm busy trying, I'm on the grind every day.
Absolutely.
And trying to get more and more out there. I don't have time for violence. I really don't in my life. It would be silly for me at this point to act a fool and do stuff like that. So, I think it's very important. I think the city should totally fund that. I heard a while back that they were trying to take arts out of schools, like they were taking music programs out of schools, and it's a mistake. It really is a mistake because what's going to happen is kids are anxious, and that anxiety will turn into aggression, no doubt.
Absolutely.
If they don't have some sort of sports or they don't have some sort of music or something like that, something to do stuff like that with,
some sort of release. Yeah, absolutely. Couldn't agree with you more.
Yeah.
I think as you've seen firsthand, the city has certainly gone through a revolution. What kind of things do you think that San Antonio could do to kind of stay parallel with that progression and not let it fall by the wayside?
Well, like I was mentioning earlier, I think we need better bike lanes.
Absolutely.
Because kids, a lot of kids, they don't necessarily, and when you have those kind of communities, like when I lived in New York, I didn't own a car, I was in a village, so, when you have that sort of village community, you want to make it easier for people to get around and to be safe doing so. So I think that the better bike lanes would be great. I think more press needs to happen. I'm sorry to say, but, I've checked the San Antonio Current sometimes, and forgive me, Current, but, it's not so current all the time. There's a lot of stuff that's happening. So there needs to be more, maybe on your website or something like that,
Absolutely.
Of things that, kids can do.
Yeah, concern, younger adults.
Absolutely.
Keep their news kind of more
Keep
current.
the city
and
thriving.
More, yeah. I think just thinking about the expansion of the bike lanes, not only is that something that would appeal to individuals who do participate in things like First Friday and things, downtown in those areas.
Yeah.
But also this kind of stigma of public transportation seems to be something that we just as a city can't get over. But I also think that the young adult generation of San Antonians is kind of trying to bring in this green mobilization initiative with the bicycles, with carpooling, with walking, in several instances. And when you're able to build those things that young people are interested in close proximity, it allows them to do those things.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I think I couldn't agree more. I think that's absolutely true. Kind of getting down more to a political level, as you know, Senator Leticia Van de Putte is running against State Representative Mike Villarreal in the upcoming mayoral election in the spring. Okay. But just in a general sense, when you're kind of weighing which candidate you're going to support or vote for, in that matter, how much weight do you give towards their character that you see kind of on the forefront of their visibility, as opposed to their, actually their policies and procedures and all those kind of legislative?
Well, I can't say that I would give more to character over policies, because I mean you can act like a charmer, or be someone real sweet and then be completely corrupt. But I will say the character is a big thing for me. As a mayor, I think the people always want somebody that represents them, truthfully. And so I think that when it comes to a candidate, they have to be honest, and I think the people have to relate to that. We all want to see things get better, really, but I think that it's important, though, for those policies to make sense to the people. And I think those policies should be transparent. I guess I just want to see more support from the top. That would be great. And these mayors that we're getting in here, I'm sure they're all really nice people. I'm sure they're real cool and stuff. But if they could just make some really good promises and hold true to them, I think we'd be doing really good.
Great. Well, again, this has been LVP4SA. We're here with Henry from Henry and the Invisibles. Henry, thank you for your time. Really appreciate it, brother.
Thank you, brother.
Have a good one.
Appreciate it.